You can open the video on headers and footers document to follow along with this tutorial video. We're going to learn a little bit about using headers and footers. This sample paper, apparently written by a student named Sam Jones, has information of name, course, and date, title of paper centered above his paper, and the one thing that needs to be added is in the upper right corner of every page, the student's last name followed by the page number, right justified at the margin. Well, if this paper were 50 pages long, you wouldn't want to have to type each of those names and page numbers at the upper margin. Imagine how messy that would be if you came back to page 1 later and you inserted a sentence. That would move all of your headers on every page if you type them individually. So the insert header option is going to take care of this formatting for us. So under the insert tab, we find the choice for header, and there's a pull-down menu of pre-formatted options. Most often you'll just choose edit header in order to type your own. And I'm going to type Jones space, and then do not type the page number. Use the page number button, and we've got all different choices of features of where we want to put it. Right now I just want to put it at the current position of the cursor, and all I want is a plain page number. So I'm going to click current position, page number, and then I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to use the home ribbon to right justify. And then when I want to close the header, notice by the way right now that my header is in black font, but my paper is in gray. So I cannot type in my paper until I close the header and footer. So I do that from the header and footer tools tab, and I choose the red close header and footer box. And now notice that the header appears to be in gray. When we print it, it will actually be in black. But right now we can type and edit our paper, but, oops, I didn't mean to click and drag. Let me try Control Z. We can edit our paper, but we can't edit the header until we go back and open it up again. So let's scroll to page 2 and see what happened. So there our header updated. The Jones text stayed the same, but the page number option is updated for us. So with typing on just one page, we would have all of our page numbers. And even if we went and inserted text in the body of the paper, our headers would still stay in the correct place. Okay, let's see some more options with headers and footers. So I'm going to go back to the Insert tab and reopen the header for editing. Sometimes in your papers you might not want the page number to appear on the first page. So there's an option here. Click that you want your heading to be different on the first page. And then if I delete this, and I might want nothing there, in which case I would just delete it and leave it blank. For purpose of you seeing that it does it, I'm just going to put some X characters there, which of course serve no purpose. I'm going to hit the close box and then have you see that those X's are in the header on page 1. However, the headers on all of the other pages stayed the way they were. So if you don't want your header on page 1, then you insert, open your header for editing, and make sure you choose this option for different first pages. The option below it for different odd and even pages, think if you were reading a book. On the left-hand page, you would want the page number to be on the left margin, and on the right-hand page, you might want the page number to be on the right-hand margin. So that's where you would use this choice for different placement on odd and even pages. Okay, let me show you that. I'm going to get our header out of the second page as well. So I just highlight and delete it. And I'm going to go back to page 1. And I'm going to unclick this so that we have the same thing on all of our pages. And just for sake of showing you that you have lots of options, you can insert on your header charts, art, clip art, shapes, whatever you want to do here. You could even put a table in your header. I'm going to grab insert picture, and on my desktop I had a copy of this Hilltopper mascot, and I might choose to wrap that in line with text. No, actually, maybe I'm going to choose to wrap this way to the left with my text, and I'm going to keep that up in the header. And let's see, it might take a little formatting here. I'm going to move my margin, and you can experiment with this until you get it the way you want, but I might, for example, want Marquette High School. Let's just put Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's not so important what we put here, but so that you see that we have options of whatever you want to put in your header. If I could type, it would help. All right, so I can change the color of the font in the header, and it will have no impact on the body of the paper. I could change to a different font, and I could move this margin back, and you could still put page numbers in the right hand side, so you could do any combination of these. When you like the header the way you want it, click close header and footer, and then you'll see that it's temporarily grayed out, but there it is appearing on each page. When we go to our file print, the print preview will show you that header, and we could have put it in the footer the same way. So there it is on page 1 and page 2 and page 3. So whatever you put in the header once appears in every other header. And that's all there is to headers and footers.